Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. The sign-in is in the chat, so be sure to make sure that you sign in so we can track it for requirements for the resume bank. But I just want to pop on and say hi, happy St. Patty's Day, and I hope everybody's semester is doing well. Before we get started, just also a plug that all of the leadership team, but especially Kayla, Rachel, and I are always here. So if anyone needs anything, I know this semester has definitely hit me a little bit harder than I originally anticipated, and I've seen that that's kind of been the same for some other members. So we are here to support in whatever way possible.
I did know that. Sorry, I'm like totally struggling with. Okay.
No, yeah. You're totally fine.
There is, Annika, I saw your question in the chat. There's one more GBM next month. Total 4. And yeah, here is the, hopefully my Zoom's not blocking it, but there's a QR code, and in the chat is the sign in. So I'll give everyone like a couple seconds to do that. Not minutes, sorry. Hope everyone's day is going okay. Hope you're wearing green for St. Patty's Day. I am. If it's really dark green, you can't tell. This is not. Wow.
Now I kind of am excited that the event is in person, so I don't have like all of everyone pinching me, but it's okay. I do miss the in-person food, but have no fear. We're coming back in full force. So.
Okay, I apologize. My Zoom's being really weird. There we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So just to kind of like differ it up, we're gonna do like a breakout room for like 2 to 3 minutes, just so everyone can kind of talk, get to know some other people. We don't really get that with Zoom events, so just kind of chit chat, catch up, and then we'll get to the jam, the bread and butter of it. All right. Give me like 2 seconds to get everyone in a breakout room. Have fun, everyone. Yeah. I knew whoever did that, thank you so much. Get connected. So council information, this is all the stuff that's at every beginning of every GBM. When we post this, these are all clickable links, but it's all found on our website, and you can always contact us via Slack or email. So we'll have all of our contact information. The information is all on our website. As I said, there's like a new member start here tab, so how you can get the most involved. But yep, all of that will be on our website, and then Slack, newsletter, Instagram, or our blog. Best ways to get a hold of us, to check out what's going on. Our main platforms. And the Let's Meet Each Other slides. So check out all the different Slack channels. There's the hashtag LinkedIn, hashtag Sweester social media. That's kind of just where you drop all your socials so you can get connected in different platforms as well. Alrighty, and then our calendar. So our calendar has all of our upcoming events. It comes in different formats. So I have it synced to my Google Calendar. highly recommend. But if not, it comes in also in this beautiful slides format where when you click on it, again, when I publish this, and also in like the general body access folder, it has the Zoom links right in there as well. So here's March. I actually included March and April, you'll see here, just because we're kind of in like a weird limbo where it's almost April. But next week we have several different events, so definitely check them out. On Monday, we have a mindfulness workshop that's hosted by Anjali, 5 to 6:30, check that out. Nice way to kind of work on your mindfulness and de-stress. And yeah, it's a healthy thing that I try to learn how to do. But yeah, anyways, that's some of the events coming up, and a SWE diversity event on the 30th, conflict resolution on the 24th, and a game night on the 25th. And then here's April. There's definitely still some events going on in there. So
Hello. It's okay. Yeah.
I think someone might be unmuted. Do you have a question? Or is it just like an awkward unmute? Because I've been there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so a lot of events going on in April as well, and we'll have our banquet, some more things to be kind of homed out for the banquet, but stay tuned. And there's the last general body meeting, the 19th, just because that came up earlier. Sweet.
Please do note the original change in the general body meeting. So it was the week before we moved it back for elections. So if you put it on your calendar at the beginning of the semester, just note that that did get shifted back 1 week.
I'll do that now, Lily. Okay, sorry. So I just got a chat, that's why. Feasting with faculty. Lily, actually, since you're here, do you just want to talk on it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So I'm a part of the Professional Development Committee. We're the people that have been putting together awesome resume review and preparation stuff, along with people from other committees, because that's a big priority for you guys, at least from what we've seen from the Google Forms this year. So Feasting with Faculty is small group meetings with awesome faculty that are highly rated by your peers, that are recommended by your peers, that they've taken them, they've had them as PIs, they've done research with them, right? This is a 1-hour session of you talking with 2 to 3 faculty members in your college about their research opportunities, what it was like getting into grad school, what it's like being a faculty member. And we've got a couple of adjuncts on the list. So that includes also like the difference between academia and industry, balancing that and some industry experience. And if you go ahead and you sign up, the first 4 people to RSVP for an event per major will receive a gift shop gift card, because usually we would be in the MU and we'd all be eating lunch on SWE's dime, all together hanging out for an hour. So you guys have probably been seeing the form in various channels. Please go ahead and fill it out. If you have any questions, please DM me or shout out anyone in the Professional Development Committee with your questions. This is virtual. I wanted to clarify that again. But yeah, we'd love to have you, and this is just your chance to really talk one-on-one with faculty about what it's like being a faculty member and graduate research. Thanks, guys.
Awesome, thank you, Lily. Yeah, forms and multiple channels. Lily, if you get a chance, do you mind posting it in the chat too, like this chat?
You got it.
You're awesome, thanks. Yeah, Feasting with Faculty, I've done it before, it's really fun. And what was I gonna say? Oh, if you're BME, Dr. Arquiza's coming. Love that man. Anyways, that's for BME years though. All right, let's shimmy along. All right, scholarship. So this was advertised last GBM, still out there. You have until March 31st. Yes, March 31st, 11:59 p.m. Get it in there, get that scholarship. We're advertising it again because they want people, they need more people, which is a good sign that you have a very high chance of getting it. A lot of your fellow SWEsters have received it. I'm just gonna, I see Liz right now, so I'm just gonna totally call her out. She has gotten it, so if you need advice or anything, reach out to her. She has said that before, so that's also why I'm saying it. But yeah, definitely apply. It's a really easy application, pretty quick essay, do it. That's all I have to say about that. We shall move along. Just a quick updates on the Women's Coalition. Sorry. Go ahead, Selma. No. Okay. All right, Women's Coalition. So SWE is a member org of the Women's Coalition. So just a few quick updates, not really too much to update you guys on, but the next meeting is next Wednesday, the 24th at 5 p.m. Anyone is always welcome to come. The meeting it's linked right there. That's the Zoom link. That's why it's like this teal color. You can also join the group me. So the biggest update is that it's Women's History Month, which that's not obviously specific to WOCO, but it's Women's History Month, so celebrate. But they're hosting a crap ton of events. I think I saw there's 70 plus different events. So if you go to where it says here and it's linked, that has all of their events listed there with all the Zoom links, et cetera, et cetera. One of the signature events is going to be like traditionally it's the Badass Block Party, but they are replacing it with the Badass Women's March, sorry. We will be there tabling at the Tempe campus one, obviously just because we're mostly based there. It will be taking place on all 4 campuses. Definitely check that out. It's on Sun Double Sync. You can RSVP or just kind of show up. Again, we will be there tabling. Come check us out. We're going to have a table on salary disparities. And yeah, that's most about that. With that, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of an announcement. We have a new secretary. Our previous one had to step down. So we have Shachi, who still is our director of freshman affairs, also stepped up to be the secretary as elected by the executive council as shown by our constitution. Just side note. But yeah, that's Shachi. She's going to be in charge of newsletters, et cetera, all that fun jazz that the secretary does. She is handling it. Yeah. And we're glad she stepped up to do it. Thank you, Shachi. I saw you earlier. You're awesome. Alrighty. Also another announcement. So conference committee chair, that you all would have seen that application go out in general. Morgan Wade is the new conference committee chair. Just to note, this is the only position that runs on it like the calendar year, just because of planning in terms of the conference. It just really needs to take place a long time before the actual conference. That's how it works. So that's why this is like all the other election jazz is going on right now for next year, but this Morgan's position is calendar year. Side note. Let me know if that was confusing. But yeah, she's the new conference committee chair. Yeah, and we'll be hearing from Morgan a little bit later as well about conference, so that's exciting. Alrighty, so just wanted to give you guys kind of an update on the election process and where we're at with that. So as you should have seen in general, the hashtag general, that's what I mean by general, is that the slate was released. Just a friendly reminder here, this has all the information, the election information hub has all the information, all the timelines, all of these facts, FAQs, I guess you can say, all the information you need if you're ever confused about anything related to elections. But the slate has been released. You can see, as I said, see the pinned message in hashtag general. It's from the nominating committee chair, Catherine Chamberlain. So we're currently in the 15-day period for members to submit any petitions to the slate. So that the time to submit a petition closes on March 30th at 11:59 p.m. I kind of just noted it's slide 10 of the election information hub on the process on how to submit a petition if you're interested in doing that. Any questions or of how to do that, how it works, either reach out to Catherine, the NomCom, or exec council can also help. Some of us have done it before, so let us know. Alrighty, so with that, just kind of a logistics update. And Kylie, are you here? I swear I saw Kylie. If she's here, I'll have her talk on it. Give me just a second to peruse. Okay, no, she's not. She said she would be late. So anyways, logistics update. This is really exciting, guys. I'm excited about this. So the requirement for Resume Bank, all should have heard about this. This is how you get your resume in the Resume Bank. Pretty straightforward name there. So there's now a tracking spreadsheet available for all general members. It's in the general body access folder. So you can go to that spreadsheet and see where you stand in terms of tracking if your resume will get into that resume bank. It'll show you what you have and what you're missing. So definitely check that out. I linked the spreadsheet here. And again, it's in the general body access folder with all the calendar and all that jazz. Also, she made it really nice because on there, it also says all the requirements you need. So it's all just kind of in one nice format and keeps you up to date. So yeah, any questions, reach out to Kylie. She's the chair. So with that, just a friendly reminder of all the requirements for Resume Bank. This can always be found on that Google Slides PowerPoint of the calendar. This is the front page. here it is as well. It's also going to be on that new requirements for resume bank tracking spreadsheet. That's a mouthful. But yep, just one GBM, any two of the following events. So another GBM or a workshop, pro dev event or a graduate workshop. Just make sure you're registered through SWE headquarters and register on Sun Devil Sync. And then it's going to be the outreach contribution. We'll get a little bit more into additional outreach volunteer opportunities as well a little bit later. We'll hear from Annika. So stay tuned. Later being like in a couple minutes. So stay tuned. Like right now. So our outreach volunteer opportunities, I'm going to just go ahead and pass this right along to Annika.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Annika. I'm the outreach director. We have lots of outreach volunteer opportunities as well as potentially more coming. So as of right now, I set out a Slack message a couple weeks ago about this, but this is still available. You can make one tutoring video or edit 3 tutoring videos. We're also looking for volunteers to make lesson plans. So these lesson plans are what the volunteers who are making the videos use to as like a general outline. If you could fill out the form linked in this, as well as the form, it is also linked on the calendar. And I will also be sending out an additional announcement detailing all requirements for the resume bank, hopefully today, if not tomorrow. And that will also have a link there. And we also have a Gear Day volunteer form out. We're looking for volunteers to distribute kits to schools as well as a drop-off site on Pauley and Tempe campus. We are looking for volunteers to conduct Zoom town halls. These will be like question and answer that people who receive the kits can go to ask questions about it. We are also looking for people to help write kit instructions. For the kit instructions, we're looking, you would have to work, that is for a 2-hour requirement, and to fulfill requirements for the resume bank, it's a 4-hour requirement. So, but you can mix and match with the other opportunities. For example, if you want to host like a Zoom town hall and do the kit instructions, the Zoom town halls also, you can sign up for 2-hour sessions. So if you wanted to fulfill requirement for the resume bank, you'd have to sign up for 2 of those. We're also looking for volunteers to coordinate distributions of kits. We have a link to the form there. If you sign up for those, more information will be coming. Also, all of this information will be going out in a general Slack message, as well as it's all linked in the calendar. I know that's a lot of information, so feel free to Slack me, and I can give you more information. You can also feel free to Slack our general Gear Day committee lead, Ashlyn Laird, I think is her last name. And I will send my Slack as well as my email in the chat after I finish talking about this. So do we have any questions right now?
I was just wondering, for anybody that was new, Annika, would you be able to just give like a brief overview of what the Tutoring Initiative and what Gear Day are, and kind of share that it's like Gear Day's annual and Tutoring Initiative's new, just for anybody that maybe isn't familiar with it yet?
Yes, for sure. So the Tutoring Initiative right now, what we're doing is we're making videos that review general concepts going into specific high school classes. So for example, we're working on, these are YouTube playlists that are going to go up onto the general YouTube on our ASU Outreach YouTube. Right now we're working on concepts you need to know going into AP Calculus in high school. We're wanting to do all math and science high school curriculum is the goal. And then for Gear Day, it's an annual event where we give out, where we do STEM activities. And because of COVID this year, we are doing, it's all virtual. So we're going to be sending out virtual kits as well as instructions. And then we're going to link unlisted videos onto our YouTube site that people can go watch it. And then to answer the question in the chat about what the resume bank is, it is if you fulfill these requirements as well as get registered on our Sun Devil Sync, attend one general body meeting or another meeting of your choice, like those pro dev meetings that Lily was talking about earlier, and you fill these outreach requirements and you are a registered member through SWE headquarters, you get to put your resume into a bank of resumes that go out to specific companies. You also, if you fulfill these requirements, you can fill out the conference interest form that Morgan's going to talk about later, and you could potentially go to conference. So those are the benefits. Also, if you fulfill requirements for the resume bank over multiple years, you get free like things that we hand out. It depends year to year, but so I hope that answered that question.
Just to provide a little bit more insight on the resume bank too, all of our sponsors, so we have a bunch of corporate sponsors that range from small local companies to really big corporations that are all across America, and they've explicitly reached out and wanted to partner with our SWE ASU section. And so in exchange for getting to network with us and host a lot of our events, they provide that monetary donation, and then we give them back the resume bank of our members that have been super involved throughout this semester and have participated in our events. So then you get to be in this select pool of resumes that they'll filter through, and they'll actually sometimes take a look at that before they go through their general rec applications. And so it kind of just gives you a really great professional development foot in the door. And then also, yeah, that's the swag item for anyone that is a returning SWE member. That's something new that we're starting. So surprise, surprise, we're going to start giving out some free swag in exchange for your continued involvement in the organization. So each semester you'll be able to get a new prize, and we'll make sure it varies so that if you get it 2 semesters in a row, you get a different item on your second semester, so that you're not just getting, a couple different t-shirts over and over again. So kind of something, a new exciting change that we're trying to incorporate.
I have a question on the tutoring initiative. So do we have to do both the tutoring initiative and Gear Day to fulfill the resume bank requirement, or can we just do like one of them?
You can do one of them. So the overall goal, and this will be detailed in the message that I'm sending out because I know gets kind of confusing, but the overall goal is you need to like volunteer for like 4 hours, quote unquote. And in the message I'm going to send out on Slack, and I can detail it here, is that each specific volunteer opportunity has like an hour link to it that we've just assigned it. And if you complete that and it totals to 4 hours, you're essentially good. So like if you make one video, that's like a 4-hour requirement. If you like distribute kits, that's like a 4-hour requirement. So long story short, you do not have to do multiple. You can just do one.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other questions before we move on? I'm going to just look at the chat. All right, we will keep going here. All right, so I'm actually just going to pass it right along again to Morgan for some WE21 information. And Morgan, you can just tell me when you want to switch the PowerPoint.
Okay, yeah, I will let you know. Hi, I'm Morgan. I am the conference chair this year for our club trip to SWE National Conference. It's called WE21. It's October 21st to 23rd, and it's going to be in Indianapolis this year. They are hoping to host it in person. So far, all the information says it's going to be an in-person conference, which is very exciting. Last year, it was online, but yeah, very exciting to be in person this year. You can go to the next slide. We'll talk a little bit more about what SWE National Conference is. SWE National Conference is this 3-day event that happens once a year. Technically, it's international. For every SWE member is welcome to come to this event, and it features the largest engineering career fair in the nation. In our 2019 trip, which is all the pictures are from, we had 47 interviews and 15 job offers just within the members of our section that went on the trip. There's also a bunch of free swag that you get, which is really exciting. There's also over 100 special topics, discussions, and presentations over the course of conference. And you also get to network with industry and student SWE members through keynote luncheons, networking dinners, and award ceremonies. And there's also an outreach event for local girls that's held every year. It's just a great, great time. Everyone's loved it that has gone. We can go next. So to attend conference, we require a few things to get you in the running because we can only take a certain amount of people. So we have requirements for the spring and the fall leading up to conference in October. So right now our spring 2021 requirements are to complete resume bank requirements for the spring semester and participate in at least one conference competition. So the website hasn't been updated yet for conference competitions, like any of them really. So that is something that we're going to be keeping an eye on and getting information out as soon as possible, just in case those competitions aren't being run. Also, due to changes in how stuff has been working on, something that we've added this year is also completing an extra outreach volunteering event that could be, we'll narrow down the amount of hours. It's just going to be like making an extra video, editing a few more videos, volunteering a gear day, just something on top of the resume bank requirements. Then also you're going to have to interview with the conference committee just to learn more about it, make sure that everyone's on the same page. All this information is going to be sent out when it's available to us, and it's still very early on in the conference process. So the actual website is not set up for attendees yet. It's set up for the sponsors and the speakers applications right now. So hopefully I'll be getting updated next month so that we can get all this information out to you as soon as possible. And next, so the cost, your contribution if you're going on the trip is at least registration, food, and local transportation. Based on the amount of funding that we get through ASU and external sponsors, the financial contribution you're going to be expected is going to be varying. We hope to cover at least part of the travel and housing for the event, but we don't know yet what's going on with that because a lot of funding opportunities have been closed for COVID. So we're just gonna have to stay on top of that as a committee. And let's go to this is the end of the presentation for me. So if you're interested in attending We21, a part of our group, fill out this Google form that has the QR code on the screen. You're going to be added to a Slack channel in like a week or so for future communication, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page. And there's some stuff in there that's just like some confirmations that applying does not necessarily mean that you are going to be able to go on the trip. You can only bring a few, not as many people as we want. Like, I would love to bring everybody. It's just not feasible. So yeah, very exciting. I hope that you guys get the chance to attend. I really hope that it's going to work out and it's going to be in person this year. If you have any questions, you can just DM me on Slack. I believe my information is in the form, but also we have a email that is listed in the form that you can just send an email to, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Morgan, will you, once you're finished, drop the link to the form in the chat as well, just since
absolutely, yeah.
the resume upload, so it might be kind of difficult from mobile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Morgan. Are there any immediate questions that we want to ask Morgan while we have her? Nada, Limo nada? Okay, sounds
Just
good.
want to say how awesome she is.
That's a good one. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Morgan. Alrighty. And I'm just going to bounce it right over again. I saw Nadia's here. Nadia, I'll just let you take all of this over.
Cool. So, so let me just plug the conference again. It's a really fun weekend. Would highly recommend applying. You get to learn so much. You get to interact with a bunch of cool people. Would highly recommend. So hi, I'm Nadia. I'm the senior senator for this year, if you haven't met me already. So one of the activities we were thinking for the seniors is to write a letter to your future self. And in about a year, hopefully next spring or summer, we will mail it to you. And it'll be a nice opportunity for you to see how much you've grown, how much you've changed, and how much, like you've maybe even stayed the same with a lot of stuff that you've been, working towards. So let me quickly make an amendment to what I just said. So at first I was thinking of this as just for the seniors because I am the senior senator, but I think it would be nice to open it up to like all of the SWE members. So if you're like freshman to senior, feel free to send me a letter and then I will gladly mail it to you in a year. I have no issue with, like whoever wants to get in on this activity, feel free. So let me go in a little bit more detail with the letter itself. So I have a Google form that I will post a link to after this, and it's also linked in these slides. And at the beginning of the Google form, I listed a bunch of potential writing prompts, including describing just yourself right now and maybe discussing like your hopes for the next year, your fears, your goals. Maybe if you started a new habit or skill, talking about where you are now and like where you hope to be, and maybe giving yourself some advice, you know, like every now and then you have to tell yourself like, hey, it's going to be okay. Or like, hey, you're doing great. I believe in you. So I'll send that Google form out. I don't really see a need to set like a hard deadline on this or anything. I would just say, I know that deadlines help people like get it in, like, you know, like proactively work towards it. So hopefully by like the end of the semester, I would say like, I'll send a bunch of reminders too in multiple channels, but I would say just by the end of the semester, if you have an opportunity, I think this would be a great way to gauge like where you're at and, you know, where you hope to be in the next year. Yeah, I think that's it for this. So like I said, even if you're not a senior, you're welcome to participate. The one thing I will say is that right now I'm thinking of like mailing it like via physical, you know, USPS. In the form, I've specified that hopefully you have a mailing address that even if you're not going to be living there, you know, and know someone and have access to that mailing address. If not, if everybody would prefer email, I have a space for that in the form. Just let me know and I can definitely email you the letter. The other thing is that the letters will be completely confidential. I'm not going to read them. None of the SWE board is going to read them. And there's no, like, we're not like, yeah, anyway, so it'll be completely confidential. So feel free to go as superficial or as deep as you want. And yeah, does anyone have any questions about this before I, no. Okay, cool. One more thing, I'm just gonna shamelessly plug another event that I'm doing in a couple of weeks. It's a diversity event. Right now we're in a very tumultuous time where I think it's more important than ever to educate ourselves about, you know, diversity and educate ourselves about, you know, like history and moving forward, what the future should look like, what we can do to improve ourselves constantly. So that'll be in about 2 weeks. I believe it's March 30th. So if you're interested, please come and we can have a cool discussion about being inclusive and loving everyone. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nadia. All righty, we'll shimmy right along. So since I have all of you trapped here, I did say that, yes, I'm going to send a poll. And I apologize because all the questions are all together, but it's just to get some feedback on what you want to see for Banquet. Banquet is to celebrate our members. So we're just kind of trying to gauge some interest, trying to figure out what we want to do for it, what you guys want to see for it. Is everyone seeing the poll? Did it pop up? Okay, cool. So it's just a few questions, answer what you will. And I'm just gonna sit here for like another 30 seconds and wait for people to answer it. And I see people answering it, so thank you. But anyways, Banquet, while you're doing that, go ahead, Liz.
I was just going to say this isn't at all like an RSVP or binding at all. So we're just planning Banquet for this year. And for anyone that doesn't know what Banquet is, it's our annual celebration where we celebrate all of the accomplishments of this amazing and badass team that we've got and all of the members. And we welcome the new leadership. We give thanks to our faculty sponsors, to our corporate sponsors. So it's going to be really exciting. We're really trying to make it pretty high energy. We're thinking about doing some social media campaigns throughout the week. This year has not been what it usually is for SWE being a virtual environment, and we really want to provide the opportunity for all of us just to come together and have that camaraderie that is so important within SWE. So that's kind of a little bit of insight into what the Banquet is, but we want to make sure that we're putting our efforts to the right places. So we wanted to gauge the interest for an in-person event before we planned an in-person event, and then everybody would prefer virtual. So we just wanted to make sure that we got that feedback from everyone. So just keep in mind, this is not at all an RSVP or binding saying I'm for sure going to Banquet. It's just to kind of gauge your interest in your schedule. Also, selfish plug, it is so much fun and I'm so excited for it. So it might just be me excited, but that's okay.
Awesome, thank you, Liz. All right, I'll keep that poll open and go ahead and head on to the next thing. So just kind of an update on t-shirts for everyone, because I know we announced that at the last GBM. So we had gotten what we didn't know would be our first batch in. So we ordered some more just so everyone could get their actual preferred size. We had based it off of the previous year and it wasn't that accurate for this year. So we did another batch. It's ordered, it's coming in. So we'll just kind of distribute them all at once. Just kind of hang tight. We'll be reaching out once they're all ready to go out. But again, there's the design. It's adorable. Hang tight. They're coming.
If I reached out to you last GBM asking if you would prefer to change size, we ordered so that everyone can have their first preference in sizing. So please completely disregard any conversations that I may have had with you about changing size.
Perfect. And then just another little plug, this has been at most of the GBMs, is that if you are a senior, or you don't have to be, if you're graduating, please fill out the form for a senior gift. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, fill out the form. And just kind of side note, you'll have to have met the requirements for the resume bank, either fall 20 or spring 21. So you have some time to still complete those requirements. Alrighty. And again, just as usual, feedback. We always welcome your feedback. We would love your feedback. We might get annoying how often we ask for your feedback, but please, we have a form for it. Any comments, questions, concerns, anything, please put it in the form, or you can add it to the chat, or you can reach out to us individually through Slack or email. Always welcome. Please do it. Really appreciate it. All righty. And with that, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. So I didn't plan I honestly thought, yeah, this GBM was kind of long. This is kind of what I expected. So I didn't plan like a big event. I just have like a little word scramble and a word search if anyone wants to do it. I did not make them. This is credit to teambuilding.com. They're St. Patty's Day themed. I'll leave this up. So, but I know it's kind of busy. So if you guys got to head out, you're good to go. Any questions, comments, or concerns, we'll be here to hang out. But thank you all for coming. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us. Hope you have a good rest of your St. Patty's Day, a good week. And I know school is pretty busy for a lot of people, so hang in there. But you're doing great. Let me close the poll. Oh my goodness, everyone voted. Thank you. Oh, sorry, didn't do that.
I had a question real quick.
Shoot.
Is there a way to check and see how many points we have for just like making sure we've gone to the amount of outreach and body meetings and everything in total so that we know we're good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Finally, we were able to get that together. Kylie was able to pull that together. Yeah, I can send the link right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
The one thing that it hasn't done yet, it's been a little bit like tricky to do. It's definitely been a major work in progress. It's really hard, honestly, to keep track of all of this for all the members. Yeah. So the one thing is that it won't show you like how many of the additional events you've attended. It'll just tell you if you have or haven't gotten that additional points. But if you have specific questions about like how many you have, that's something that Kylie can go in and look at. So we can pull that like for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm trying to get to the slides for you, I promise. And if there's like any discrepancies, that's definitely something Kylie can help to clarify as well if there are any concerns there.
Hi, I have a question. As a first semester member of ASU Suite, am I allowed to get a shirt? Because I wasn't a member last year, so I haven't filled out any forms about t-shirt sizing. I was wondering if I can get a shirt as well.
Yes, if there are leftovers, which I believe there should be, we are happy to give you a shirt. Kayla, do you mind searching back for that form in the GBM2 slides
Yeah, give me like 2.
while I try and get the other form up and ready?
I'm gonna try to pull up on my phone. Give me like 2 seconds.
Ah, here it is. So sorry, that took so. Okay. See, there you go. There's the link for checking.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then Kayla, were you able to find it where you need me?
I found the t-shirt link. Would you like me to post it?
Thank you for being faster.
Of course, you're welcome.
Not as fast on my phone.
We should have shirts left over too, so we'll go and we'll like distribute the t-shirts for those that RSVP'd for the first ones, and then we'll look at how many of each size we have left over and then do that. But we ordered more, so we should have plenty.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other questions?
Hey, listen, Kayla, I just wanted to ask you, do you need my help with like anything like senior gift related, or like I know that there's like a whole other thing for banquet, but anything like end of the year related?
I think we've got banquet covered unless you want to be on banquet. You're totally that. I'll leave that one up to you. For the senior gifts, I feel like we would need some help for like distributing those. So if you have some like availability to come to campus and like with the stoles and schedule those. So if you want to make like a form where like you have like your availability and you can see, I don't know how you want to deal with the distribution. I'll leave that up to you, but we'll just need to verify that everybody has like met the requirements either this semester or last semester, and then you can reach out to them about picking up their cords.
Okay, sounds good. So I know that the form like has already been out for like senior gift interest.
Yeah.
So like pending those results, you're saying like to like somehow organize them for like easy distribution?
Yeah, so like for my name, you can just look at me like, okay, has Liz met the requirements for last semester or this semester using that form that Kylie has? And then if, you can figure out how you like want to message them, let them know and be like, I'll be on campus Monday, Wednesday, Friday from blah, 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 if you want to come pick up your cord.